everybody, and welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseThieves.com as well as the Speakeasy podcast. And this time we are looking at One Piece, Chapter 730, 3 cards. And wow, like I said last time, they really seem to be ramping things up. So Law isn't dead. He's just really badly injured, kind of like the Black Knight. And so Isho, the Admiral, and Don Flamingo are about to take him off, and Zoro and that Foxfire swordsman go in to try to save him, and boy, they get bounced back because a Admiral and Don Flamingo are not anything to scoff at. And so, once again, we see Don Flamingo, spinning everything in his favor. We see him basically blaming Law as the reason that he supposedly had to give up his throne, and now that he's defeated, he can go back and be the rightful cool guy ruler of the country. And so more of that, but definitely Aisho, nobody to be casually handled. He easily reflects Zoro, although the solid blow that lands on Zoro is from Don Flamingo. And man, every time I see this guy, it is so obvious that he is supposed to be Zatoichi. I mean, he's just the blind swordsman, and I mean, you might as well just call him Zatoichi-kun. But this guy, definitely no joke. I kind of wonder if he's there just to revoke Don Flamingo's 7 Warlords of the Sea position after this story is over. Because Aisho is working with Don Flamingo, but he seems like an honorable enough guy that if it's conclusively shown that Don Flamingo is just scum and is, breaking the law even in ways that the 7 Warlords of the Sea can't, that might be enough for this guy to, basically put it in that he gets revoked. Because I feel like at the end of this story, when Luffy beats Don Flamingo, which I assume is going to happen, One Piece does surprise you every once in a while, but if that happens, I feel like Don Flamingo is going to have to go on the run, because he's going to have several of, the New World emperors after him, as well as the world government. So I'm thinking that's the reason that guy's here, just to basically be someone to revoke Don Flamingo's status. Although really, I feel like Law is possibly going to lose his status as well. So man, I remember when those 7 Warlords of the Sea seemed involatile, like they would never change, and now they seem to be going through them like tissues. I mean, Moria's gone. I mean, Crocodile was like, oh, a big deal. Then Moria goes. Then Jinbei gets kicked off. Don Flamingo's status might not be much past this one. Law might be out. I think like Buggy is going to be the only one that's like sound like the British Mound. And then what's his name? Blackbeard was like, hey, I'm like a 7 Warlord of the Sea for like a week. Alright, broke people out of prison with that. Alright, title gone. So, man, being a Warlord of the Sea used to mean something now. But besides all that, I feel like really the biggest surprise to me was that Big Mom got involved in this. I mean, it makes sense in reflection when you think about it. You're like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, I guess they didn't have her. I just thought when she showed up before that she'd kind of be like the next big boss or something. Like they were just setting up, you know, laying the seeds for her. I didn't realize that she would come back into play so quickly. That was a little interesting, but it definitely makes this arc really big, and it just raises the level. Just like I thought that, you know, I knew that the stakes were going to be raised in this chapter, but I didn't realize by how much that they were just going to go through the roof, and that's really. Oh, another random thing. I'm super amused that they basically Isho and Don Flamingo fly off Law to their castle and like, come and get him, guys. Like this is where we'll have our big battle. And I'm like, man, that's like the role of Nami in a bad One Piece movie. He's been kidnapped and they gotta save him. I'm actually kind of super amused that a male character is in that really kind of female hostage situation. It's kind of a weird. And it's Law. It's not like it's like Usopp got kidnapped and you're like, whatever. Or Chopper. Chopper's like just cutesy enough to almost be in the same position of like a stereotypical girl. So it's really amusing that Law is the one who's been kidnapped. I had to mention that. That was just amusing. But yeah, we get to see that no matter what, always bet on Nami because, you know, she comes with the stratagem of what's important, what they've got to defend, and what they've got to attack. And that's where the three cards come in. That there's the factory, there's Caesar Clown, and Mononoke. I didn't realize Mononosuke was really that important. I didn't realize he was like this big. I mean, they probably mentioned it, and I'm like, woo! But really, wow. I didn't realize he was the third card. All right, Nami. I mean, I trust you. I'm sure if I looked back, would see that, you know, Mononoke was supposed to be really important. But I was like, wow, Mononosuke, huh? All right, so yeah, got to defend Mononosuke, got to defend Caesar Clown. I mean, Caesar Clown was obviously, I mean, you couldn't have read this arc and paid attention to realize he was important. I just, But anyhow, so everybody's kind of falling in place. Luffy's got to win the tournament and save that fire flower. I mean, that fire flower from Mario. Boo, 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 boo. The, you know, the devil fruit of the Maramara, and probably save the princess girl who's fighting in the arena. We've got Frankie, Usopp, and Robin. They've got to use the fairies to take out the factory and start a revolution, which will get Kaido involved, which means from everything we can tell, that guy is crazy. So pretty much the second that happens and Don Flamingo loses his status, he's going to have to flee, which I think is basically like he'll live, but he'll realize, oh man, I gotta get out of Dodge and disappear, and you won't see me till like one of those beginning chapter stories. And the Kitsune guy and Zoro basically have to run around and distract the Marines, you know, so everybody else can get to the big final battle. And everybody on the crew, Sanji, Chopper, Nami, and them, they all have to keep Big Mom out of it and protect, you know, the people that they have to protect. And boy, Caesar Clown really likes to pee people off because apparently Big Mom also wants Caesar Clown because he done cheater. I wonder, and this is just once again random speculation. I wonder if at the end of this, Big Mom isn't gonna get Don Flamingo, but she does get Caesar, and that's kind of we'll see. I mean, Caesar just might get taken in, and then that'll give Big Mom another reason to dislike the Straw Hat Cruise, because not only did they eat all that candy that was meant for her, but they prevented her from getting Caesar Clown. So we'll see. But man, really exciting. Really, I don't think they could build it up anymore. If they do, I'm really shocked. I feel like the rest of this is just going to be, now that everybody has their role, because I was a little wondering what everybody on the ship was going to be doing. But now that we know that, now everybody fully has their role, it'll be fun to see everything kind of play out over the next few months. So, good chapter. Once again, always been on Ami. Oh, and Caribou's story is still going on in the front page. I thought it was over from last week, but maybe this is the last week. We just get that one last scene of Grandma, or because I figured Caribou wouldn't appear again for a while. Maybe if they did like a supernova roundup, like what are all the supernovas doing, then we'd see what Caribou is doing. But it seems to go on, so I don't know. Are we going to see how Caribou does, or is this where we're going to end it and we won't see him again for a while? But boy, really lots of fun. Once again, One Piece always great. See you guys next week.